Hey folks, welcome back to the Horde. So, I guess one day, two videos. Somewhere around 7:30, 72 degrees, 36% humidity. If anybody cares what the centigrade is. So about 22.2 for centigrade. It is Saturday, May 2nd. This one says 73 degrees. And you can see my batteries are back in charge mode, the Energizer there. I might as well get this second video done for today. Tomorrow I'm going to be busy. I gotta actually work on some of this stuff. A lot of times when I go to a car show or any show, there's two things I'm after. I'm after whatever cool toys I can buy, obviously, right? Homie likes his junk. But the other thing I'm after is the connections. What can I meet people who deal in the same kind of crap that I deal in? To put it in less than a great way. And one of the characters there has a buddy who's got a shop, and he's taking in stuff all the time. And this is one of the bikes he took in. It's a 4-tracks, two-wheel drive, quad. It's a tad rusty. It's been sitting in the bushes for a while, but it rolls, which is a good sign. Well, it did roll. It's just not rolling well now. Take my word for it, it rolls. It's got compression. Obviously the recoil pulls. I'm not sure what year it is. I mean, it looks like my 86, but there it is, 87. Wait, you guys could see that. Anyhow, I guess somebody brought this to him to fix something. And he did, and they didn't pay him. And he kind of pushed it off out in the buckwheat, and there it sat until I came by and gave him $150 for it. So this is a $150 wonder. And you might be saying to yourself, God, what a piece of dropping and fertilizer. Why would anybody pay that kind of money for it? First of all, the back tires have air in it, and they don't look too bad. So there's a pair of back tires there. Exhaust system is complete. Actually looks pretty good. You see, I pulled on a pull starter and it was all there. The engine has compression. Carburetor is seized up. I bought an engine that might not even be in this good a shape, right? This thing still has the chain guard on it. I haven't checked the oil. If it's full of oil, and it hasn't been dripping on the driveway, so if it's full of oil, it might, the case might be absolutely perfect, so it might be a matter of just slamming a carburetor. Yep, it's got oil in it. Might be just a matter of putting my CDI box on it and the carburetor, oiling up the chain, and I'll be able to ride it out back. These guys are flat, but I do get a little resistance when I push in on them. So they might take air, and they might actually hold it. I mean, you guys could see the whole front end is there and all. So, yeah, another one of these is joining the Horde. That's seized. Yeah, that's kind of seized too. But once again, they're all there. If you guys have ever had to buy these things, I mean, it's got the double cable for reverse. You guys know what it costs. The gas tank actually looked pretty good, right? Hell, the gas tank is, could be worth $100, 75 anyway. So, and the seat's there. It's not in great shape, right? It's better than nothing. It's a starting point. It's a Keat seat, though it does say 4-tracks on it. It may or may not be replaced. So anyway, I went $150 on that. And after I bought that, he came up with this 350X motor. It's a complete motor, right? It's missing the intake, though I did get the carburetor. And I got the wire harness in the CDI box. And I gave him $80 for it. He says it runs and it smokes a little bit. For $80, I don't have that much money invested in it. The carburetor, it's probably worth a major part of that. The CDI box would probably pay me the rest of that back. So I have a 350X motor and no 350X. So there you are. I thought it was I thought it was worth the $80. You know, they seem to be selling cases and heads and all that stuff, carburetors. They seem to be selling for a lot more on eBay. Not that I'm ever going to sell it, but anyway, a little bit of a close-up of it. So there you have it, 350X motor. I already told you about the ATC70 motor. And you guys are probably, one of you guys just picked one of those up. You've been after it for a while. I was watching your video and you were very happy that you picked one up for your son to ride around on. So it did come with the lower end of the frame. I guess he didn't take the last bolt out. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to mention whilst I was poking about was I picked this up. This was a $35 deal. The guy says it leaks. I mean, it runs good and it leaks. The gas smelled okay. A lot of these won't start if they don't have water pressure. So, and if you do start them without water to them, you can burn the pump up. So I want to spend a few minutes looking at it before I just indiscriminately start it up and burn the pump up. If it works, right, I paid $35 for a 5 horsepower Honda powered pressure washer. Cat's cranky. She didn't like her food, so we fed her and she didn't eat it, so now she's like running around annoyed that, like, yo, I want different food. I seem to be collecting up quite a few of these bombs, don't I? I would, you know, I'm actually sorry that I took it off the truck. I went to the show yesterday, came home, unloaded, went out again and picked this thing up and the 350X motor, came home and unloaded. And I'm actually kind of sorry I unloaded. I probably should have brought the Ranger up today and left this thing with that on the back of the truck. You see, I didn't know what the guy had. I just kept getting told he had a lot of stuff. So I brought the bigger truck just in case I needed to take home a few bikes, or 2 or 3 or 4, right? I only brought home 1, and the Ranger could have done this. Once again, I didn't know what I was buying. I didn't know what I was going to get there. So I do wish I left it on the truck, because now I got to get it back on the truck and run a pressure washer through it. I hate, like, this vine, I think is poison ivy. It's got those little string things on it, so, and if it isn't, I still don't want to catch anything, so I would like to blast it off. I always like to start out with a clean bike and then go forward from there. Makes it easier to see if something's cracked or broken. But you know what? It actually feels pretty tight. The bars really, it really looks pretty straight and all. I'm not sure what the hell they did back there. That's a little cattywampus. Front and back, I was getting some suspension as I was unloading it. Yeah, the suspension still seems pretty good, so. Right, you know, the foot pegs and all aren't tweaked. The shifter's there, it's not tweaked. Right, the recoil start is pretty good. I think this thing has a pretty decent set of bones, so to speak. So I'll be able to get it back to life. What am I going to do with it once I get it back to life? I don't know. I typically don't ride quads, but it'll be nice to have another toy in the fleet. I was also stupid because a guy had a set of plastic for a scrambler. It was yellow. It was ugly. It was in halfway decent shape. And he was like $25 or best offer. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, well, what the hell am I going to put that on? Am I going to put another quad together? I don't think so. And I'm really like annoyed at myself that I didn't just pick it up. And I could slam that on here, you know, now, and then it would be ugly yellow, but it would have plastic on it. Seems like the plastic hangers on this side, front and back, are gone. Well, there's one here, I guess. This one's here. It's got the inner fender. I think the inner fender was there too. Yeah. It's not, even the front bumper isn't too battered. So it looks like it's got some halfway decent bones. Yeah, right now I have no specific plans for it, but for the bountiful of parts for the money, I couldn't let it pass. I think I showed you guys everything now that I showed you the pressure washer. I think I've shown you everything I've bought. I spent some heavy money this weekend. The bike out front was $300, though I'm going to get that back from my son. That was $150. The heater was $50. The pressure washer was $35. Then all small numbers, you know, $15 and 10, and 22, but this was another $100, and that was $80, right? 15. I got a buddy of mine that lives in Massachusetts. I haven't tested this yet, but I'm thinking it might look good on a fire item. We'll see if he watches my video and knows who he is, and we'll see if we can't make an arrangement to get it out to him. Supposedly they flash. I was going to keep the red and white one, but if my fire buddy there, yeah, he knows who he is up there. What are his initials? U Dizzy 1969. I think those are his initials. So we'll see if he watches my video and gets back with me. Maybe we'll get that up there to him. It was reasonable. I think I paid $15 for the two of these, so I'll just send it up to him, let him have some fun with it. He does nice stuff. I'd like to contribute to it. He's probably gonna. That was $1. I haven't tried it yet. It's not going to be very bright. It looks like it's just got a small little filament light bulb in there, but I guess it sticks. Yeah, look at that. Alright guys, I want to thank you for watching and commenting and subscribing, showing me all kinds of great support. I really do enjoy the support I get from you guys. I enjoy the feedback. I enjoy the advice that I get. I get a lot of good suggestions. I read everything. I make mental note of everything. And a lot of times, though you might not see me use exactly what you tell me, it's in my mind and I'll use it later, or I'll use part of it, and somehow or another, whatever you guys suggest does not go to waste. So please keep the comments coming. I always do my best to comment back also, and I've been a little bad about that, and to that I apologize. But I comment back because if you go through the trouble of watching my video and sharing a comment with me, I think it's also kind of rude to not reply in some way, manner, or form, even if it's a quick, thank you for watching and taking the time to comment. So, and I do appreciate the comments. I do appreciate the feedback. I do appreciate the advice. I do use it. So please keep keep it all coming. I don't want that to go away. 231, sorry man, another long video for you, bud. Sorry about that. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, commenting, subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and remember to enjoy all your days. Today's just beautiful, so it's really nice to just be out and enjoying it, even if you have a cat bossing you around. It's like having a second wife. Alright guys, bye now.